Hi everyone, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in today's video I want to talk about one of the most common skincare routines you see online when it comes to hyaluronic acid. Now, if you use a hyaluronic acid serum, you have probably been told to do this. Mist your face or leave it wet. Apply your hyaluronic acid and then seal everything in with a cream or an oil. And this advice is everywhere. You see it in blog posts, on social media, even from dermatologists, and now in AI search results. And because it often comes from sources you may trust, it sounds like it could be true and makes sense. But that does not make it correct. It is actually based on a misunderstanding of how hyaluronic acid products actually behave on your skin. And I want to explain this so you can see what is really happening. Now, a hyaluronic acid product, like a toner, essence, serum or cream, is not a dry product. It is already a soft watery gel, and the hyaluronic acid in it is already holding water. That gel is formulated by chemists to sit on the skin in a very specific balance between water and the molecule. That balance is what makes it feel smooth, spreadable and plumping. And if you want to see this for yourself, you can do a very simple test at home. Put a small drop of your hyaluronic acid serum on the back of your hand and let it sit for a moment. You will see that it already looks glossy and gel-like because it already contains water. Now lightly spray some water on top of it and gently try to spread it with your finger. You will notice that it starts to slip, smear and break apart instead of forming a smooth layer. That is what happens when you flood a gel that was already formulated with water. And the same thing happens on your face when you mist or leave visible water on your skin. You are not just making the skin slightly damp, you are adding a layer of free water on top of the skin. Then you put the hyaluronic acid gel on top of that. And what happens is not hydration. What happens is dilution, which means the gel gets watered down and loses its structure. So you are breaking the structure of the gel by flooding it with extra water. And instead of forming a smooth, even layer, it starts to slip, smear and move around. This is why you experience stickiness, pilling and that smeary feeling that never really sinks in. So it is not that the product is bad, the real issue is that the gel was never meant to be applied on top of a wet surface. And this is why adding more water does not help. Hyaluronic acid already comes with the water it needs. What your skin needs is not more water sitting on top, it needs less water leaving. And this is where things get confused. You feel that your skin gets tight after using hyaluronic acid, so you think the solution is to add more and more water. But what is actually happening is evaporation. Water is leaving your skin into the air, and misting does not stop that. It just gives the air more water to take. That is why sealing it with an oil or cream can feel helpful. Not because hyaluronic acid needs more water, but because it slows down how fast moisture leaves your skin. So instead of adding more and more steps, it helps to just look at what your skin is actually doing. In this case, it is not missing water on the surface. It is losing water into the air. That is why you don't need to flood your face with water. You do not need complicated rituals. So if you like using hyaluronic acid, wash or rinse your face, then gently pat away the visible water with a towel and apply your hyaluronic acid product. And if you're still unsure what that looks like, I will link a short demonstration after this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!